Good morning and welcome to today's ride. I'm doing my first ever ride in Canada. This is Fort Erie in Ontario in Canada, and I'm doing a ride with Rick, who's very kindly invited me to do a ride with him. And we were due to do this ride 4 years ago, but obviously the world had different plans back then, so we're doing it now. This is Lake Erie. We're only 5 kilometers into the ride, and we're heading for Niagara on the Lake, aren't we, Rick?
Yes, Niagara on the Lake.
So roughly how far are we cycling today?
That'd be about 50k.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Good ride.
50. Depends how many little side detours we take.
Morning. That over there is downtown Buffalo in the US, and we're just coming to the end of Lake Erie, the very end of it, and we'll soon be joining the Niagara River. I absolutely love these Canadian style of houses, very different from the UK.
Well, this is Fort Erie, the actual fort that the town is named after. And in a way, over there. Kind of a small fort, but it was important at some point in the War of 1812, I guess. Not really up on history too much. A tribute to the peace shared by Canada and the United States, impressive 1940. Yeah, so maybe it's not about the war. It's about the peace shared between Canada and the United States.
Ah.
But there are some in World War I, this is the Peace Bridge, which is the connection between Fort Erie, Canada, and Buffalo, New York. Very busy bridge, very busy border crossing. So, yeah. I don't know.
As you can see, the weather today is absolutely fantastic. Sunny, warm, 30 degrees Celsius. It's a little bit humid, but I can live with that. Yesterday the heat was absolutely oppressive, so I'm jolly glad it's a little bit cooler than yesterday, but still lovely and warm. Founding of Chippewa.
Yeah. So I'll give you a bit of the story here.
Just a quick little refreshment stop here in Chippewa. Obviously we had to stop at a Tim Hortons for a quick coffee, and now we're going to push on and ride past something absolutely incredible. So no prizes for guessing. That pretty incredible thing we were going to have a look at is this, Niagara Falls. We're only a couple of kilometres outside of Niagara Falls now, and it's amazing how different it feels. You've gone from some world-class tourist attraction to basically a very picturesque little residential street. So that's a power station over there on the US side, and then there's the power generators here on the Canadian side. Secord?
Laura Secord.
No.
Anyway, she was famous for walking like 20 miles or something to warn the British that the Americans were coming. In Canada, so famous chocolate shop, Laura Secord Chocolates.
Oh, okay.
And she lived just down at the bottom of the hill, was her house. She's buried up on Lundy's Lane. We bypassed that. But this monument is, because this area was the Brock big battles here on the escarpment, because this is high ground, as you can see.
Yeah.
Niagara Lake is just down there. So we're going to scream down that hill here and just ride down to the end there. It's really not that, it looks farther than it is. So Sir Isaac Brock, he was the general that was commanding the British forces, I believe, and was killed just down the bottom of the hill to the right. There's a monument there. We can bypass all that. But this is his thing.
Again, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, Sir Isaac Brock.
Okay, about to descend off the Niagara escarpment now. Apparently this is quite short and sharp and fast, so I'm going to be very careful going down here. That was a fun descent.
Well, they just put fresh tarmac.
Yeah. Now that we're down off the escarpment, we're riding through the wine country. And if you'd asked me a week ago if they made wine in Canada, I would have said no. You just don't hear about it in the UK particularly. Well, this is Niagara-on-the-Lake. It's a place I've heard a lot about. Apparently it's one of the biggest tourist attractions here in Canada. I can see why. It's a very picturesque, very quaint old town. So there we go, that's the end of today's ride. That is 67.5 kilometres and 216 metres of climbing in the Bank of Fitness. So massive thank you to Rick here for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Really, really great that you not only guided me through, you found a bike for me and everything. So
no trouble at
all. Big thank you to Rick.
Yeah,
it's
we had a
amazing.
great time. Yeah, it was a great ride.
We cycled the entire length of the Niagara River.
Entire length. Just Lake Ontario. We left Lake Erie, the entire length of the river.
Amazing. That's one ride I will not forget. Thank you again, Rick.
You are quite welcome. I'm glad you came.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Great. All right.